There's no time to rest as we get some midweek Premier League action and another chance to win $50,000. Hey there, everybody. What's going on? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for joining me on this episode. This is one of those free games that we play, and it's over on the NBC Sports Predictor app, where we can win $50,000 if we can correctly predict match week number 4 over in the Premier League. You guys know how this goes by now. 5 games. All you got to do is correctly predict 5 games. That's it. Give them the right score and the result, and you can take home that $50,000. If nobody can do it, you'll still compete for a guaranteed $1,000 if you get that most points right. 10 points right for the correct score, 4 points right if you can get the correct result right. I'm also giving away $25 each and every single week to the winner of the Winning Bets League if you get the most points right. Hey, if you're not in the league, what are you doing? Get in the league. The information to join that league is down in this video description. Go ahead and grab it and compete against your fellow Winning Bet supporters and take my $25 each and every week. Let's see who won last week on match week number 13. It looks like we had a two-way tie between B. Karna and B11 Eden. So they'll both go ahead and split that $25 prize, obviously with them both getting 18 points. They got the same 3 games right. They missed on the other 2. They didn't get the same points from those 3 games, but they both got the same 3 games right. They both were able to get a result right in that Chelsea United game. They were able to get a result right in that Leicester Watford game, and both of them were able to get a result right in that City West Ham game. So good job. Congratulations to both of you. Never given each one of you even money. So first time winners here on the show. Congratulations to both of you. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter. Drop me your PayPal information, and I'll go ahead and send each of you $12.50. And for everybody else, good luck this week. We all start with 0 points, and this could be your week to go ahead and be the winner. All right, this is going to be a tricky week. This is going to be the first time so far in this Premier League season where teams will be playing about 3 or 4 days later, depending on when you played this weekend, whether you had a game on Saturday or Sunday. A lot of these clubs aren't going to be used to that, right? Your big boy clubs, your Cities, your Chelseas, your Liverpools, obviously, those clubs, your Manchester United, they're used to it, right? Because they play in European football, so they're used to midweek games in Champions League. But some of these other clubs, they're not going to be used to that. And some of I think the biggest, two of the bigger things that are obviously going to impact these clubs are obviously rest and recovery, right? You don't have a week off in between games. You may only have 2 days off in between games. And then secondly, with that reduced amount of time also is time off of the training ground, off of working in their preparations. You're not going to be able to get that in. You really don't do, elaborate training sessions when you only have 2 days in between games. It's really just about rest and recovery. Watch some film, watch some tape, learn about your opponent, go out on the training ground, kick it around a little bit, but not these, training sessions that you would get when you had a week long to go in between games. So it'll be interesting to see how some of these clubs perform. I think we'll learn a lot this week, and we'll be able to use it because this month of December, the games really come hot and heavy here in the Premier League. So we'll use this week. We'll try and get this week right, obviously, as much best we can, but really use this week as really to learn to see how these teams adjust with a little bit of preparation in between games. All right, with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump on into it. First game they give us here is Watford versus Chelsea. League leaders Chelsea. Obviously, they'll be used to a quick turnaround, and they certainly looked good up against Manchester United. I know they didn't get the win, but they had several chances that were just missed, and obviously, the big howler there by Jorginho, a ball that he was unable to control. It was a clear out by Manchester United off of a free kick, and a towering high ball that Jorginho just, flat out missed. He's not going to, out of 100 times, I think that was probably his only going to miss. The guy's in France right now. I'm recording this on Monday. The guy's in France right now at the Ballon d'Or, ceremony as his name is up for that award. So that's just not a play that he's going to miss all that often. So if you remove that, Chelsea wins 1-0, or if Chelsea maybe, converts some of their near misses, then they easily beat United. I thought they were definitely, the better side up against Manchester United. Can't imagine Watford being stronger than Manchester United. Manchester United's obviously got more talent than Watford does. They've also got more big game experience. So if Manchester United couldn't beat Chelsea, I know this game's not at Stamford Bridge like the game was this past weekend, but I can't imagine Watford putting up a tougher and a better fight than what Manchester United was able to do. Watford scored 2 over the weekend up over Leicester, but to be honest, everybody scores up against Leicester. Only Newcastle and Watford themselves have conceded more goals than Leicester has on the season. That's absolutely remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Leicester has given up the 3rd most goals so far in the Premier League this season. Let me put this in perspective to how I think Watford, while they got 2 up against Leicester, and congratulations, got 2 past Leicester, Leicester's given up 23 goals on the season. Chelsea's only conceded 5. I mean, Watford's gonna have it tough, folks. They're going the level of competition that they're getting this week, as opposed to Leicester, is a whole nother class. It basically comes down to, is Chelsea gonna keep a clean sheet? And is, what's Chelsea's team total gonna be? Are they gonna score 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals? Well, in scoring goals, Lukaku looks like he's going to be back. He came off the bench last week, or, this past weekend up against Manchester United. I would imagine the way normally players work their way back is they get 1 game off the bench, and then they get thrown right in the starting lineup. So I'm expecting probably Lukaku to go ahead and get that a start. So that'll probably bump up their goal total. I see them keeping a clean sheet up against Watford. So go ahead and give me a Chelsea 3-0 win up against Watford on the road. All right, next one brings us to Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Is this going to be another clean sheet for City? I mean, that's literally what they do. And, I mean, they almost had one against West Ham over the weekend. I mean, West Ham got a goal literally on the last kick on a snowy field. It was really weird conditions. But they got a goal on literally the last kick of the game when Manchester City had the game sewn up. They were up 2-0. They, dropped their guard just a little bit and gave up a late goal. Otherwise, it's City, and generally they just turn out clean sheets. In fact, they've done really good up against Villa here in the recent past here. They've won the last 7 head-to-heads, and in those 7 games, they've kept 4 clean sheets in those 7 wins. Really tough right here. You got to go all the way back to 2013. This is the last time Villa was able to beat City. All right, so nobody's going to predict Villa to get a result up against Manchester City. I'm certainly not going to go into. Although, give Villa credit. They've gotten a manager bounce with Steven Gerrard, and talked about that on a past episode there between the posts, where I talk about all the Premier League games with Matt from a betting perspective. Talked about how Gerrard was a good manager over there at the Rangers, but he was a really solid home manager, and that's what I was able to take advantage of in terms of betting perspective, is betting Villa in their first game under Gerrard, which was a home game. I thought they would go out and get a result, and that's exactly what they did. So I'm expecting them to be tough again at home, just because that's what Gerrard did with the Rangers, and that's what he's done so far here with Villa. And obviously it was only 1 game, but I mean, that I think you can kind of see that's just kind of who he is as a manager and how he sets his team up and how he's able to motivate his players at home. But it's going to be hard up against Manchester City. This is a different beast coming on into town, so I don't know if they're going to be able to quite be able to get a result up against Manchester City. So yeah, go ahead and give me a City win. I'm also going to predict another clean sheet. Go ahead and give me that same 3-0 result. I'll take the City 3-0 up over Villa. All right, next one's the Merseyside Derby. That's right, it's Everton and it's Liverpool, and Everton is coming into this stumbling. You guys remember on the last episode here of this show where we talked about Premier League games, where Everton was going up against Brentford. We talked about how their terrible form was. I thought how Brentford could win that game. Well, Brentford did win that game. That's how bad Everton is playing. They're just doing really bad. They need Calvert-Lewin. They've gone 3 straight games without scoring a goal. Calvert-Lewin will not be back in this game. I think Everton is going to struggle again. They did good against Liverpool last season. They did get a win and a draw, but remember all the injuries that Liverpool had, so I would not look at the recent head-to-head, because the teams, or the guys that were on that field for Liverpool that day, but last season, yeah, they're healthy and they're strong and they're going to be and they're firing on all cylinders. So I wouldn't look into last season's results and trying to figure out if Everton can maybe do good here in this Merseyside Derby. So yeah, Liverpool's going to be seeking revenge, obviously, from not getting any points last season. Well, I guess they got 1 point there in a draw, but they didn't beat them, and you want to beat your rival, and that's what they want to do here in the Merseyside Derby. So Liverpool, they cruised over the weekend, good 4-0 win up over the Saints, easy victory at home at Anfield. So just an easy victory right there. Liverpool's just the team I don't want to get in front of right now. I mean, dominating in Champions League, dominating the league, scoring goals, keeping clean sheets. Yeah, I like Liverpool, and I like Liverpool to keep a clean sheet. 3-0 sounds good. Let's get in another 3-0 win. So give me Liverpool 3-0 up over Everton, the Merseyside Derby. All right, the second to last game here is going to be Tottenham versus Burnley. Tottenham didn't play over the weekend. Their game got snowed out against Burnley. I don't really know what happened. That pitch wasn't that bad. I don't know. We've seen games be played in snow before, but they went ahead and called it off. So Tottenham's got a really extended break as they come into this game here up against Brentford. I mentioned Brentford just a while ago when we were talking about Everton. Good 1-0 win against Everton. And we kind of talked about how both those teams were struggling. One of those 2 teams could get the 3 points, kind of use that as a boost as we get into the busy period here in the month of December in the Premier League. And credit Brentford, they were able to do that at home. They got a victory. It came on the back of a penalty, but hey, they made enough chances. They were able to get a penalty awarded, and they were able to convert it. So good job with them. And Brentford, we've talked about them, how they've been good on the road. If you look at the away form form for Brentford, they would be in 7th place in the table on away form. Their goal differential is 9-8 on away games. So yeah, they're certainly they're putting up a good fight at home. They know how to battle. They know how to just claw a result and kind of get a point. And again, that's evident by the fact that they would be in 7th place on just away form only. So, and as far as Tottenham's concerned, obviously they're looking to rebound. Terrible performance there in the Europa Conference. Last game out, losing to a team in Slovenia, team that had only been formed since 2012. Terrible performance right there. But they've done better in the league up under Conte. They've gotten a draw in their first game. They got a win in their second game. So they're looking pretty good in the Premier League. Kind of seeing what you're seeing. Low scoring games, solid on the defensive end. That's what Conte was brought in to do, was really to shore up that defensive side on the ball. So I think that's going to continue here against Brentford. I don't know if Brentford is going to be able to score. That's how tough I think Conte is getting this team on the defensive end. He's focusing on the defensive end, knowing he has the offensive playmakers. I think he can just put his focus on that defensive side and let your Harry Kane, let your Dele, let your Son, let your Mora, your Bergeron, all those guys just kind of figure it out on the offensive end. And he's just going to figure it out on the defensive end through his tactics, through his shape and what have you, is what Conte is going to do. So I don't know if Brentford is going to get a goal in this one, and I don't know if they're going to be able to keep Tottenham from scoring. Give me another clean sheet. This one's not going to be 3-0, though. I think Tottenham's only going to get 1 goal. So go ahead and give me a Tottenham 1-0 win up against Brentford. All right, in the last game, here's Manchester United versus Arsenal. Everybody knows I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm looking forward to this one right here. I think this one's going to be a good, fascinating game. In fact, the Arsenal is going to come into this game full of confidence. The last 5 head-to-heads, there's been 2 draws and 3 Arsenal wins. A big note, though, in all 5 of those games is under 2.5 goals has cashed in all 5 of those most recent head-to-head. So while Arsenal certainly had the better side, these games have been generally low scoring. We know Manchester United certainly not firing on all cylinders. Again, kind of no goals against Chelsea. They were obviously gifted their only goal. Not scoring against Chelsea's, though, not something to maybe feel too bad about, because not a lot of teams are scoring against Chelsea. I just mentioned how they've only conceded 5 goals on the entire season, but just overall, Manchester United is not playing their greatest of all football. Good win by Arsenal up over the weekend, beating Newcastle 2-0. Thought that was a nice, solid win. Newcastle's a team that can generally create a lot of chances, and Arsenal just didn't give them many looks at the goal. So I thought Arsenal played really good up against Newcastle on the weekend. So United did get that draw up against Chelsea. That'll give them confidence, even though maybe they didn't earn the draw. They got the draw, so they'll come into this confident. It'll be at Old Trafford. I don't know, though. That recent head-to-head to me is too hard to ignore about how Arsenal has been strong. So while my fandom and the club I support, I want to lean Manchester United on the win, I just can't do that. I think this one's going to be a stalemate. Go ahead and give me a 1-1 draw there between Manchester United and Arsenal. And that's how I'm going to do it this week for Matchweek number 14 on the NBC Sports Predictor app for a chance to win $50,000. As always, guys, I'm just trying to be of help to you. I always wish you good luck on your picks. Hit that like button on your way out. We'll see you back here for Matchweek number 15. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and good luck with your picks. If interested in placing real sports bets, then check out my latest daily free sports betting video in the bottom right corner. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next contest.